Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In this video I am going to be revamping this wig that one of my clients sent to me. Now I had already seen this wig in a video form, but then I'm pretty excited to show you how this whole process went. Now this is a machine stitched closure wig. Okay, now I talked about the differences between a machine stitch closure and a regular 4x4 closure. So if you haven't seen that video yet, I would suggest you go and watch the video, to get some education and all that. Now this wig was hand stitched. Now I don't condemn hand stitching at all. I mean, I feel like every wig maker should start from hand stitching. Okay, so this wig was hand stitched, but then because I use a sewing machine, I'll be working with a sewing machine in this video. So this is basically how the wig looks like. So this is a close-up of the machine stitch closure. Now interesting enough, just like we have the 2x6 closure, the 4x4 closure, the machine stitch closures also come in different sizes. So I always advise people, if you're buying hair, the price should at least give you an information of the type of closures and those things that come with the wig, or you can just ask the vendor. So this is the closure that I'm going to use for the client. Upon consultation and all of those things, I suggested some things that will help make the wig look nice or nicer. Okay, so we got an extra bundle and then we got a 4x4 closure because of the effects that she wanted. Okay, so this is the 18-inch body wave bundle that we got in addition with the closure to make the whole wig nice. Now when you get this thing, don't show this net away. Okay, usually I use this net as this is a packing net. Like when you want to maintain the style of the wig, you wrap this around your finished wig and then you send it to your client. So this is how it looks like. The body wave bundle is really nice, really soft, really bouncy and all that. You know how we do it. We know how we do it. We like bouncy hair that can take heat, hair that can color, can curl and all that. So moving straight to the next stage. Now what I usually do is that I prep the closure. Now look at the consistency of the mixture, the bleach and developer mixture. Always make sure that your consistency is not runny or too powdery. You see how I was able to turn it around on the spatula? That is the kind of consistency that you want. Now I usually start from the middle and work my way to the bottom. Now why do I do that? You see people do that, but then why do you do that? You do that especially because when the hair at the front is not that much. Okay, when the hair at the front is mostly pre-plucked, that is when you start from the middle, so that by the time you do the front part, the hair at the back would have started processing. So you do that when the hair at the front is not plenty. I hope you get this explanation. When the hair at the front is not plenty, you start from the front, it's going to bleach, and then the hair at the back won't even start processing. So you start from the middle to the back and then you start bleaching the front. I hope you get it. So when you finish, you just turn it over so that you can monitor. You turn it over so that you can monitor and see if the knots are bleaching. Then you cover it and then you do all the attachment and all that. So this is what you currently have. This is what you are working with. This is the wig, and what we are going to do is that we are going to deconstruct it, or we are going to take it apart. Now I have 2 videos on my channel that I took apart or deconstructed a 180 frontal wig, and then I reconstructed it. And I also have a video on this channel where I deconstructed a 360 frontal wig, so you can check those videos out. I'm going to link them up below. Now I usually start deconstructing from the bottom, but in this video I try doing that from the top. Okay, I tried deconstructing from the top. So I first started at the top, and you can use any cutting tool or cutting device. Cutting tool. You can use a blade, a razor, but in this video I'm using a frontal scissors, a lace frontal scissors. Yeah, I think that's the right name for that, a lace frontal scissors. And I wouldn't advise anyone to use this lace frontal scissors because you see the way I'm cutting it stitch by stitch. It was time consuming. Okay, it was time consuming, and it made sure I I did it carefully, because usually I say that when you're deconstructing a wig that you didn't make, okay, you have to be extra careful, because you might end up cutting the weft, and you don't want that. Okay, so when you're this, oh, Jesus Christ, what am I saying? When you're deconstructing a wig that you didn't make, always take your time to do it. So at this point, after taking off the closure and the last few tracks at the top, I was tired, so I sat down. I usually sit down when I'm doing most of my wigs, but then because I'm filming, I also try to put it on a mannequin or something, but in real life I'm always sitting down. And this is what we have after combing it out and after taking all the knots. Now, I was given instructions by the client not to wash the hair, so I didn't wash it because she had not worn it before. Okay, so I didn't wash it, but it was just like the maintenance that made it look like that. So this is the extra hair that I got from detangling the hair and all that. So I didn't really get a lot of waste. Let's say waste. I didn't get a lot of shedding. Waste, take care. I didn't get a lot of shedding. So this is how the bundle looks like. So I didn't wash it, I just brushed it out, one after the other, strand by strand. It was time consuming, like a lot of work, but then it's my work, so yeah. So I went ahead to double the tracks. Now I'm going to insert a video on how to double your track. Now if you're interested in making a wig like a pro, I have an online course that I talk about all of these things now, from setting up your machine, from like the basics, like what each part of the sewing machine does, like close-up videos, not like the one that people will be teaching you and then they'll be sitting in tamale and you'll be incorporated and then you can't see what they are doing. Now my videos are like close-ups, detailed, well explained, so you understand it. I'm going to insert clips of that, but then I hope, like, if you want to double your tracks, this particular clip is going to give you an idea of how to double your tracks. I give you tips, tricks, like it's like I'm sitting there with you and I'm showing you how to make your wig on a sewing machine. So if you're interested, I'm going to leave a link down below so that you can check out these detailed courses, and they're not expensive at all, looking at looking at the knowledge that you're going to get. Also, let's see how it goes. I'm so glad I was able to catch this on camera to give a better explanation. So this course is in such a way that it feels like we are together, right? We are together and then we are learning, and then I'm teaching you as we go. So with the right settings, let's see. So and I'm going to show you the functions of all of these buttons on the sewing machine before we actually get into the sewing of the wig, because you have to get the knowledge, the ideas, the concepts behind everything before you actually sew, so that you can understand why some of these things are there. Okay, they are not for decorations or anything like that, they are just for you to how do I say it, to manipulate the machine to suit the type of work that you're doing. So this part, I decided that I was going to quadruple my tracks, because then I noticed that the hair was actually 3 bundles. Like when I deconstructed it and I doubled the tracks, I noticed that the hair was 3 bundles. Then when when I add the one that I bought, it's going to be like 4 bundles. So then when the bundles are a lot and you want to fit that on a sewing machine, on a cup, what you have to do is that you have to make sure that you triple your weft or you I've forgotten how to pronounce it. So you quadruple your weft. Okay, so that is the essence of tripling or quadrupling your weft. When you have a lot of hair to fit on a cap, when you double it won't fit. When you single track it won't fit. So you have to, make it, you have to pack it so that you can easily fit that. Now there's a technique to that. If you're interested, let me know. I'm going to do a video on that, and I'm going to do like a detailed version and add it to my course. So yeah, that is all about that. So yeah, that was a quick ad. That was a quick ad on what you should expect in the course. Those who have already purchased it have enjoyed it. So I'm going to show you how to place, but like what you should be doing when you place your frontal on a frontal. When you place your closure on your wig cap, it should lay as flat as possible. And then the key thing to making your closure or your frontal lay is using a lot of T-pins. So you can see that I used 6 T-pins. Okay, I used 6 T-pins, 3 at the back. Now this is 3 at the back, 1, 2, 3, and then 3 also at the front. Now you can do 8, that is add 1 to the middle of each side. So you can do 8, but then I usually do 6. Okay, I usually do 6. So that is the key, one of the key factors to consider when you are laying your closure down. And then when you are done, because you don't want the hair to be in your way while you're sewing, you can always braid down the hair out of the way so that you can have a clear view of how it looks like. So when you are done and you still have flyaways, you can use your control clips to control the hair that is also in the way. Okay, now when you are done, we are going to sew. Now I have a video on this channel on how to sew using the blanket stitch method, but in this video I'm also going to demonstrate how to blanket stitch. Now what I always say is that always start from the middle of one side and work your way down. Okay, and start from the middle and work your way to the other side down. Now what this does is it makes sure that your hair or your closure doesn't move, because when you sew from one side all the way to the other side, by the time you realize your closure or your lace has shifted. So always make sure you start from the middle, whether it's a closure or it's a frontal. You start from the middle to the left, you start from the middle to the right. So with the blanket stitch method, I don't know if this video is going to explain it as how I want it, but I really tried my best to explain it with close-ups. So let's watch it. Now what I do is that I use the needle. Okay, now if I explain why I don't use a curved needle, I have sweaty palms, so it's uncomfortable for me to use the curved needle, so I usually use the straight needle. Okay, so with the blanket stitch sewing, what you want to do is that first of all, right, I'll use the needle. Okay, this is a better view. The cap with the needle down and then through to the lace up. Okay, and then I pull it. Right now, once I pull it, I get a loop and I put the needle in between the loop. Okay, so the needle is going in between the loop and then I pull it. Okay, that is the concept of blanket stitch method. So once I pull it, this is what I have. I'm going to demonstrate the last time from the cap through to the lace with the needle. You pull it, you get a loop, and then you put the needle. You see, this is the needle, right? This is the needle, and then you put the needle inside the loop. Okay, the loop that you are holding with your other hand, and then you pull the needle towards you, and then you have a loop. So once you pull the needle, the loop becomes smaller, and then you push it and make sure it's so steady. And that is basically how to do the blanket stitch method, and I hope this was helpful. If it's helpful, leave me a comment in the comment section. Okay, and yeah, that is basically how it's done. Okay, so when it's done, this is what it should be looking like. Okay, this is what it should be looking like. Now this is the same concept that you use when you're sewing your frontal using a needle on the cap. Okay, so after that you do the other side as well. So now we have all the sides laid down nicely, and it didn't shift, and it's so secured on the cap. So when you're sewing your wig on the sewing machine, okay, this is the kind of blueprints that you should be doing with the weft on the sewing machine. You want to back stitch and front stitch several times so that you can be able to secure the ends of the weft on the cap. I hope it makes sense. So you see there are two like stitches, one at the top and then one at the front. One at the top and then one at the bottom. Now we are not going for the one at the bottom, even though the stitches are nice and everything. We are going to mimic, okay, the keyword here is mimic. You are going to mimic the stitches at the bottom. That is where like I'm cutting the excess thread from. So you are going to mimic that, okay, the one at the top, back stitch front, go back and front, using the same. You use the reverse button, okay, to do that. You use the reverse button to do the whole back and front thing. So you can see that both sides of the sheet look good. Okay, both sides of the sheet look good. Now that you are using the sewing machine, you are going to mimic what we did on the card or on the paper. Okay, so you are using the reverse button to go back, and then use the regular stitching to go to the front. So back and forth and forth. So victory, sorry, it's my cat. Back and forth back and forth till you are okay with the stitches. And that is basically how to sew your weft on the sewing machine. Now it's a repetitive. Now the process is Now the process of making the wig, like attaching the bundles or the wefts on the cap, is the same throughout. Okay, so I'm not going to show all, but just to give you an idea of, or like the book, which one's made a mistake, just to give you an idea of how just to give you an idea of how it looks like. So this is what it looks like in the inside. Okay, the inside looks like this, the same thing that we have on the card. Okay, so this is what you should be doing. Now I used this during my class, and I used a frontal wig, but because I had already done it, I didn't record this section that I did with the closure. So initially, you guys remember I told you I was going to quadruple the weft. So I did that, and this is what it looks like. It looks flat. So if you want me to show you how I did, there's a technique to it. If you want me to show you how I did it, then comment in the comment section down below, and that will definitely be like my next video on how to do that. So let me know if I get lots of comments, I'm going to do it. If I don't get any comments, then probably you guys are not interested. So yeah, this is what we have now. This is 3 bundles. This is all the bundles that we got from the old wigs. I'm going to add this additional bundle. Now I only quadruple 2 tracks. I have to take the track on top off and then double it, because if I didn't take care, it wasn't going to fit. Like I was going to have spaces. So I took that one that I had sewn halfway off, and then I doubled that, and I doubled the extra bundle. And I sewn just one single track at the part where the closure is, and that's that. So just quadruple 2 tracks, and then the rest were double as usual. So yeah, that's basically how this wig was made. Okay, and this is the final look after sewing. No, like this is not the final look. Don't log out. This is not the final look. This is just four bundles in. Okay, 4 bundles in. I hadn't customized the closure yet, so we're going to do the customization. I think I have a video on how to customize your closure, how to bleach and everything on this channel, so please check that out, or I'm going to leave it in the description box. Please check that out. Or if you want a very detailed one on how to do a closure, a frontal, all of the having my course. Okay, so I'm going to do some adverts be right now, quick so that you see. So and it talks about lace customization. So today we're going to work with different types of laces, being it a frontal closure, some different textures of hair. Okay, so in this video we are going to be looking at customization, and it consists of bleaching the knots on the lace and toning the knots on the lace, and also plucking the hair around the hairline on the lace to make it look as natural as possible. So that is basically what lace customization. Okay, so after that, I just went after customization and everything, I went ahead to style it. Now I used a curling iron. I used a curling iron to do this particular styling, and because I wanted the curls to last in the wig, I went ahead to use some control clips. And yeah, I have a course on that too, but then I want to upload something for you guys to get the gist of it. So comment in the comment section if you want me to upload this video on how I curled this wig, and if you want a super detailed one with step by step where to stand, how to hold it, how to turn it, the product use and all that, then you definitely have to shop my course. But then if you just want to have a fair idea of how the process was done, then comment in the comment section below, and then I'll definitely put out a video on that. Okay, let me know what you guys want so that I can create content based on what you guys really want, not what I think you guys would enjoy. Okay, so yeah, I quickly took out the control clips, and this is how the hair or the wig looks like. And yeah, it's bouncy and all that. So now what you have to also do is that when you take the pins out the top of the hair, you would notice that, sorry my camera wasn't showing, but then you notice that there are some spaces at the top. So then you use your tail comb that has the small spaces in between the comb. Okay, you use that to try and blend everything together so that you don't see spaces at the top. So that is what I was doing, trying to fill those spaces with hair. Okay, now because I am shipping this to somebody, I didn't brush out the curls, but on a normal day, if I'm doing a wig for myself, I'll just brush out the curls and everything becomes full, fluffy, effortless and all that. So this is what we have, and yeah, that is how I was able to revamp this wig from how it looked to how it looks now. So let me know if you guys enjoy this video and you would want to see more revamp videos. I don't know if you guys are interested in revamp videos, but then they do quite good on my channel. So yeah, so this is the final look. I hope you guys remember how it looked like at first. Yeah, I'm going to do that on the thumbnail so that you guys can have fair, can remember, right? So that's all for this video. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe and share. Yeah, you can share, and also let me know, comment in the comment section down below which parts of this video you enjoyed watching. Okay, let me know which parts of the video you enjoyed. I can't talk today, what is happening? Enjoy today, and I'll see you very soon in my next video. I'm trying to be so consistent on this channel, so yeah, let me know the kind of videos you guys would want me to create, and I will do just that. I'll see you very soon in my next video. Bye bye.